Insider drops interesting intel about Shedeur Sanders' draft slide. The Cleveland Browns had several chances to select Shedeur Sanders in the 2025 NFL Draft. The quarterback was projected by many as an early first-round pick, but instead experienced one of the most dramatic draft slides in recent memory. Sanders watched as team after team passed on his services, with concerns mounting about whether he would hear his name called at all. And while few question Sanders' ability, Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com recently suggested the Browns may have saved him from falling out of the draft altogether. Sanders, the son of Hall of Fame corner Deion "Primetime" Sanders, endured the biggest draft day free fall for a quarterback in NFL history. He went from being projected as a first-round pick to being a fifth-rounder, where the Browns traded up to no 144 to scoop him, Cabot wrote. Had they not thrown him a lifeline, the much-heralded rookie may have gone undrafted and had to sign with a team as a free agent. Teams appeared hesitant to deal with the media attention and potential complications that could come with his father's involvement. Some front offices likely questioned whether the distraction would outweigh the talent. Cleveland saw things differently. After already selecting Dillon Gabriel in the third round, the Browns doubled down on quarterback depth by moving up for Sanders. Sanders now finds himself third or fourth on the depth chart, quietly working to prove his worth during off-season camps. His impressive performances caught the eye of coaches and teammates alike. Whether this pick transforms into a franchise-altering move or becomes another cautionary tale about draft day surprises remains to be seen. The NFL Draft was supposed to be Shedeur Sanders' moment, a culmination of his dynamic college career, a triumphant entry into the league, and another chapter in the storybook legacy of the Sanders name. But as the draft rolled on and team after team passed on the electric quarterback out of Colorado, murmurs turned into murmurs of concern. By the end of day two, a hush had fallen over social media, and Shedeur's slide was trending for all the wrong reasons. Behind the scenes, though, something much more complex was unfolding. And now, an insider has come forward to share the intriguing intel that could explain everything, the expected rise. To understand the shock, you first have to understand the hype. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just a promising quarterback. He was a cultural phenomenon. Guided by his father, NFL legend and Colorado head coach Deion "Primetime" Sanders, Shedeur displayed a rare combination of poise, accuracy, and pocket awareness. He lit up the stat sheet with over 3,200 passing yards and 27 touchdowns in his final season, all while facing relentless pressure behind a shaky offensive line. His mechanics were clean. His decision-making improved every year. Analysts like Mel Kiper Jr. had him as a mid to late first-round pick. He had the swagger, the charisma, and the NFL pedigree. So what happened? The slide had started subtly. A few GMs whispered that they hadn't gotten full access to Sanders in pre-draft interviews. Others noted he declined to attend the NFL Combine, opting instead for a controlled pro day at Colorado. Some teams chalked it up to confidence, others called it too curated. Then came the interviews, or lack thereof. One NFC executive confided anonymously to NFL insider Leah Roberts, "We sent our scouts to meet with him twice. He was polite, sure, but the entire process was run like a political campaign. His dad filtered every interaction. We didn't feel like we were evaluating a quarterback. We felt like we were negotiating with a brand." Shedeur had become more than a player. He was a business. And that, the insider now reveals, was the key reason behind the slide. The deal that changed everything, according to a source inside an AFC front office. Sanders' camp had quietly circulated a document to teams in the top 20 picks. The contents of the packet were unexpected. It was basically a list of terms, the source explained. Preferred offensive systems, marketing expectations, NIL continuity, and this is important, a request for creative control over his media representation. In short, Shedeur wanted to bring the entire Sanders media machine with him. Cameras, content deals, social branding. The NFL might be a team-first league, but Shedeur was pitching a new paradigm, player-first narrative control. "We're not saying that's wrong," the insider added. "He's smart, he sees where the league is going, but to traditional franchises, it was disruptive." Several GMs were reportedly turned off at what they perceived as a power broker package, with concerns about locker room dynamics, distraction, and front office friction. One exec likened it to drafting a quarterback and a production company. The father factor, Deion Sanders, for all his accomplishments, is a polarizing figure in NFL circles. Some view him as a visionary mentor. Others see him as too involved. One source close to the Denver Broncos shared this eyebrow-raising story. Coach Prime told us straight up, if you don't build around him, don't draft him. He wasn't wrong. Shedeur needs a line, needs weapons, but the tone was intense. It felt less like a pitch and more like an ultimatum. That parental protection, while well-intentioned, may have narrowed the pool of interested franchises. Coaches and execs crave control, especially with rookie QBs. When the perception is that a player comes with strings attached, they hesitate. The unspoken X factor. Autonomy. Ironically, it wasn't Shedeur's talent that scared teams off, it was his autonomy. In an age where quarterbacks are brands, from Mahomes to Burrow to Lamar Jackson, Shedeur wanted to skip the slow build and enter fully formed. His NIL deals had already made him a millionaire. His YouTube show, Well Off Media, attracted millions of views. Why give that up for a rookie media blackout? In a league notorious for conservative messaging, Shedeur's draft slide, the insider claims, wasn't about red flags. It was about red tape. He's not just a player, the insider explained. He's a creator, a businessman, a strategist. He didn't fall because he lacked ability. He fell because he refused to play the draft game the usual way.